Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Jasmine, aka Dash of Jazz, and I talk all about cooking, traveling, and living well here. Today we're in my kitchen and I'm going to share one of my favorite meal prepping hack recipes with you. This is how you make pancakes for a crowd in under 20 minutes or for the whole week if you're into meal prepping like I am. These are sheet pan pancakes, aka pancakes baked in the oven. Let's get into it.
Before we jump into the ingredients, I always prepare my half sheet pan. As you can see, it has seen better days. I spray it down with non-stick oil spray like an avocado oil and then line it with parchment paper. This makes it super easy to get all of the pancakes out of the pan after the fact. Now we will go into the actual ingredients of the recipe. This is super simple. 2 cups of, I use Kodiak Cakes almond poppy seed flapjack and waffle mix, but essentially 2 cups of your mix. 2 cups of milk. I am using an almond coconut milk blend here, but you can use whatever kind of milk you normally use to make pancakes. And then 2 eggs, so it's 2 by 2 by 2. And then blueberries. I'm using about 3/4 of a cup of fresh blueberries, and we're just gonna sprinkle these over top of the mix before everything goes into the oven. And as far as actually assembling your sheet pan pancakes, I'm using these measuring cups, which I will link them in the video description because they're super handy, and I can just make the pancake batter inside the cups for easier cleanup. So I've added the milk, and now I am cracking in the 2 eggs. I am not a culinary professional that knows how to crack eggs with one hand, so bear with me. So I'm cracking those in, and then that is essentially it for the batter. I'm just going to mix it up. You want to make sure that it is free of lumps, and you will see why in just a little bit. And while we're talking about the ingredients and mixing up the batter, you can use, like I said, any kind of dry pancake waffle mix that you prefer. This is just the one that I typically go to, what I first developed the recipe with. For one thing, there's added protein in this mix, and I can also add in my protein powder if I want to take it up a notch, add an additional egg, all of that. But also you can play with the mix-in. So these are blueberry pancakes because I'm going to add the blueberries over top, but you could add different kinds of nuts. I've done like dried cranberries, apple chips. I make them all kinds of different ways with different mixes and different mix-ins. And I think that the batter is just about done. And so the next step is loading. So I've pulled out that prepared sheet pan and I am just pouring the mix in, and you can see here, somewhere right there, that there's a little bit of a dry kind of pocket left in the batter because I didn't stir it as well as I thought I did, and that's fine. I'm just going to mix it up in the pan. Everything will be okay, but you want to avoid that if you can. It just adds a little extra work for you. And then for me, I get a little bit paranoid, like, did I get it all? Am I gonna bite into something powdery once it's all said and done? Maybe that's just me. But as you can see here, I am mixing everything up in the pan, which is nice and shallow, so that's helpful. You can kind of see better that the mixture is thoroughly incorporated. So I'm just spreading the batter out to make it sure everything is kind of even in the pan. You can also achieve this by tapping your pan gently on the countertop. And next I'm going in with the blueberries. I'm just gonna drop these over top of the batter. Very easy and simple, random. Actually, there's no science to it, but I do like to go back through as I'm getting to the end of my blueberries to fill in any little gaps where I see maybe there's a big space without a blueberry, because if I'm going to eat blueberry pancakes, I like to have a blueberry in each bite. Again, maybe that is just me. You do you. You can use as few or as many as you like. You could also do chocolate chips, banana chips, I mentioned before that I've done this with apple chips and dried fruits and berries. You could also do different nuts like pecans and walnuts. Sliced almonds are really nice in this recipe because they're just the right size and not too bad to bite into. You don't have like any worry about swallowing a whole one. So I love that. But you could also add different spices to this mix. Like I like cinnamon, I like doing extracts. I actually do an almond extract in this exact recipe sometimes when I'm just feeling a little bit fancy. And now everything goes into the oven, which I've preheated to 425 degrees for about 10 to 12 minutes. You can see this cooks up beautifully into one big pancake. It's golden brown on the top and on the bottom as well. And next we're going to cut it into individual pieces. I like to just cut these up, stack them, and then store them in an airtight container in the fridge, but you could also freeze them if you want to make several batches to just have on hand. They're so convenient for the mornings because you literally just heat and eat, and maybe if you're somebody who doesn't even care if your pancakes are hot, you just eat. I've also heard a lot from parents who like making these for their kids because they too are able to still enjoy their pancakes while they're hot and feed everybody else. Everyone's happy. So those are the two kind of primary uses for this recipe: meal prepping and making breakfast for a big crowd, especially a big crowd of hungry kids. So I like to add maple syrup and some more fresh blueberries to my pancakes. Again, I don't know about you, this is how I do. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Please leave any comments that you have in the comment section. Any questions, drop them. I want to hear from you. Let me know what you'd like to see next. And of course, hit the subscribe button. I want to bring you into my YouTube family, but I can only do that if you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.